Susan, you are a little familiar with some of the Dharma terms because you've been associated with the group in Melbourne for a while. Is that right?
Yes, I've had a few years practicing in the wider Buddhist circles. Yeah, so I am familiar with quite a bit of normal terminology, but also there'll be things that I don't know at all. For me, it's I'm looking on this as quite a bit of a leap, really. Yeah.
In the discussion we just had earlier, there was one friend from India was new, and Ajahn started by asking him, what is Dhamma now? What is Dhamma now? So if we talk about what is Dhamma now, does it mean anything to you? What would you consider Dhamma to be now, Susan?
What would I consider Dhamma to be? Or what would I...
Yeah.
I consider Dhamma to be two ways to look at it. One is it's a word that is used very widely to describe whatever the Buddha taught. And another way of using it is to use it to talk about the understanding of the truth of life, if you like.
Right. And of course, as you know, the teachings are all about understanding the truth of life now and understanding different, we can say understanding different dhammas, different realities, different truths at the present moment. And if we talk about what is the truth now, if someone asks you what is the truth now, how would you answer?
Goodness me. How would I answer? I think I would say, what is the truth now for you is what you're experiencing and perceiving right now. But it may not be the same as what I'm experiencing and perceiving, although we're in the same space.
Right. So if someone has never heard about the Buddha's teachings and they have no idea what is experienced now, what would you say is experienced now?
The mind.
Mind. And then they may say, well, what is the mind now? What is the Dhamma? What is the truth that is the mind now? Because they may say, I have no idea what the mind is. What is the truth? What is the reality of the mind now?
I'm not sure if I can answer that succinctly and quickly. Maybe somebody would like to give me a hand, would they?
Because often we read in translations about, oh, what is mano, the mind, or what is citta, mind, but what is it now? And the other point I just mentioned is we'll say, oh, what I experience or what you experience may be the same or different. But of course, what I'm sure you appreciate so much is the Buddha taught that actually all these dhammas, all these truths are anatta. So in truth, no I to experience, no you to experience. But there are moments of experiencing at each moment. So now seeing experience is what is seen, but is it I that sees? Is it mind that sees? Or what sees? No I to see.
There is no I to see. No.
Right. So it's just seeing which sees now. And we can call the seeing mano or chitta or mind, but actually it's just a reality which sees what is visible now. And in fact, does the seeing belong to you or me or anyone? No. Is your seeing different from my seeing? Actually, it's just a Dhamma that arises and falls away, sees what is visible and is gone. So when we're here and discuss more, we consider a little more closely, a little more carefully about what really is the truth now. What is the mind now? What is it that experiences now? Just to be a little more precise, a little deeper and deeper. So this is just a little introduction to how there can be a little more discussion about what is the truth now, because as you know, there is only this moment, no other moment. So we can say, well, it's about the truth now, but what is the truth now? So I just pass to Ajahn to see if she would like to discuss any point further. Ajahn?
Yes. Is there now something to think about? Is there now or not? Was there yesterday? Will there be tomorrow? Is there now? Today, this moment? See, very simple question. Is there now? Was there yesterday? Will there be tomorrow? Some might think, why do we ask? Why I ask? Why I would like to talk about this? Is it very interesting? Is it very useful? Or it's nothing to know at all? What is there so true, so real now? Or there's nothing? Or is there something? Just talk about life. And life exists in a moment. So is it now life? Or we talk about life in other manner, other subject, other aspect? What is life? Is there life? Who knows life? Who understands life? Or just talk about life? Is life real or is not real? No matter what we are talking about, it's in life. But we don't talk about the truth of each moment as it is at all, because there's no understanding of the truth of what is there now as life. Hardness, smell, taste, is it life or part of life? Or what are there in life? Each day, each moment, there's nothing or there is something each moment. But what is there in a moment is not known. Just talk about life. But what is it? It's now life. What is there now to be life? Or should we talk about Dhamma, Paticca Ayatana, Ariya Satya? So what would you like to talk about now?
Susan, I think Ajahn would be very appreciative if you would like to just answer the simple question she's asking, like, what is life now? And it will be helpful for everyone else, and other friends like Leanne will come in to help if needed.
Or anyone,
We can't hear you,
please.
Susan. Susan, you need to turn on your audio.
Thank you. I was going to say, this is what I call a difficult initiation into the program. I always feel very nervous at the beginning of taking part in something like this and want to just sit and get a feeling for it. And I make no claims to be knowledgeable at all, just that I found the path for me quite a few years ago and have been walking it, the Buddhist path is what I mean by that. So don't expect any great knowledge from me. It's not there, I don't think.
So what's the Buddha's path?
What is life now is the question. What is life now is was that the question?
Yes, it's what Buddha taught. Is it?
Okay. It's what I'm experiencing. Okay, take I out of the question, out of the picture. It's what's being experienced now.
So there is the experiencing.
Yeah.
And that which is experienced.
And that which is experienced.
In a moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what is this moment? What is there?
Mm.
Just to try and help, Susan, you said
Yep.
there's the experiencing and there's what is experienced. So Ajahn is asking you, for example, this moment, what is
Yep.
the experiencing and the object of that experience? Just as an example, or one of, yeah.
What is
the actual, the exact experiencing and its object at the present moment?
Quite literally, there's seeing right now. And there's pictures on a video screen that are the object of that seeing. Yep.
And does seeing, in order for there to be the idea of pictures on the screen, would there have to be thinking about what seeing experiences first?
For me to say it, there would.
Yeah, even
for me to put it into words. Yeah. Yeah.
Even to think it,
Yep.
I think
Yep.
we can appreciate that.
Yep.
Just as hearing experiences, just experiences sound, hearing doesn't know anything about the source of the sound or whether it's so with seeing experiences, just the visible data. And following that, there's the idea of pictures on a screen.
Yep.
So to be precise, pictures on the screen is thinking about what has been seen. It's not the moment of seeing.
No.
They would be different dhammas, different realities, different aspects of consciousness. Right. So I pass back to Ajahn. Thank you. James.
Is there just one color scene? How many colors?
My immediate answer would be no. There's not just one color scene.
Right now, there are many colors seen, or there is just one color scene?
Many colors seen.
Many colors. All of them are only colors. Is that right?
Yes.
So how can the color be something like you or me or the wall. It's just only color which is seen, isn't it? In truth, one moment of seeing, what is there? Seeing is there sees, and what can be seen is just only what we say, visible object or colors. Is that right? So, is it right? To be true to the truth of seeing a moment in life. It's the moment of seeing different colors, one color at a time, or many colors at a time. It's just think about the ultimate truth of just one moment.
I think it must have to be one color at a time, but very rapid.
When there are two colors, how can there be the idea that there are two colors if it's not only one at a time seen?
Yeah.
Just one color at a time seen, is that right?
I don't know if I can say that's right. I say I think so at the moment.
It's now seen, so we can consider the truth of one single moment of seeing, only one seeing. Can it see many, many colors at the same time, or just only one at a time?
I think you see one at a time, but I think that they're split seconds apart.
Okay, is it true? Seeing and one color, is it true?
No. I mean, yes.
One seeing, experience one color, is it true?
I think so.
So, can one color be someone or something, or just color? That which is seen in
Color.
truth, no matter how long time ago, or how
Yeah.
many moments are there. At moment of seeing, there can never be sound or hearing or thinking. It is just a moment of seeing. We learn to understand the ultimate truth of life just one moment at a time. So now, can one color be something like a cup or a pillow? See, in order to understand how deep
No.
and how subtle each moment arises and falls away, unknowingly from moment to moment in split seconds. That's why Buddha developed how great wisdom to realize the truth, to enlighten each moment of what is there as it is. And so he said, whatever is real. And the word real in English or the word in Thai, the Thai word, is not Dhamma. But Buddha taught about Dhamma in his own word. So we understand what is meant by Dhamma. Whatever is real is a Dhamma. That's why Buddha enlightened whatever is real that no one knows before at all. That's why we take the seeing for I see. The dog see, the cat see. But in truth, seeing cannot be anything or anyone at all. It is just a moment of what? If we say a moment of seeing, the question is, what is seeing? To be realized, to be understood, the truth of seeing. How come? And what is seeing? It's not that which is seen for sure. So now we learn about what is there in life. And in this very moment, each moment of seeing, to understand the ultimate truth, the Ariya Satya, the first truth of the Four Noble Truths. Otherwise, we just talk about the word. But in truth, it's there all the time. But without the word of truth from the enlightened one, how can anyone understand the very short moment experiencing an object by conditions arising, experiencing, and then gone, never to arise again, absolutely gone. Each moment, the anicca, dukkha, anatta of Dhamma. That's why each word represents this moment about what is there from moment to moment, which is taken for something permanent, I and someone, and the hill and the sun and the house and on and on. But what is there in the ultimate truth? At moment of seeing, it cannot be atta, it cannot be anything, because it is anatta, it's conditioned to arise and then gone instantly, never to arise again in samsara. Is this what Buddha said? See, the teachings of the ultimate truth of any moment, every moment, unknown before, because the rapidity of the succession from one single moment into another moment so rapidly succeeded, conditioned the shape and form by different colors, experienced one at a time, to be short or long, wide or narrow. See, the head, the ear, but in truth, all different colors are there. Is it true? And even that has to arise. What is experienced, it has a reason to be known, and it arises before seeing. That which is seen arises before seeing, because it has to impinge on the eye base. If there's no eye base, the one who is blind, no moment of seeing at all. It's the world of darkness from birth to death. That's why no one understands the truth of each moment in life. Years and years ago, the rapidity of that which appears by shape and form to be taken as something, someone, all the time. But in truth, the enlightenment to the truth of what is there each moment by the enlightened one. So each word of truth is out of his great wisdom, his great understanding of the truth. So he shared his understanding with others for 45 years. But before becoming enlightened, how long it takes to become enlightened? More than 100,000 years and years. That's why whatever is now appearing is covered up by the rapidity of that which arises and falls away. Each moment, unknowingly, what appears is just that which is conditioned by the arising and falling away to appear as something, the sign or the mark of whatever is taken for a glass, a cup, spoon, fork, on and on. So in life, no understanding of the truth at all. So it's just ignorance and attachment, taking what is there as something permanent, living in the world of atta, something all the time, someone, my friends, my parents, and so on. But in truth, one moment of experiencing an object which arises and falls away in split second, in truth, it cannot be anything. And that is the meaning of anatta, opposite of atta. Before hearing about the truth of anatta, it's I, it's me, someone, my friend, and so on, something there. But in truth, just one moment at a time, by different doorways, at moment of seeing, there's no hearing, there's no thinking at all, no one at all. Learning to understand the truth of anatta, no one, just a moment of experiencing an object. That's why, in truth, what is there? Seeing. It's a reality. which is conditioned to arise, to see, or to experience an object. So in life, there must be the reality which experiences the object, not at will, but by conditions. Who knows what would be the next moment? Can it be any moment of thinking, or seeing, or hearing, unknown before it arises? That's why just live in the world of ignorance, taking that which is not permanent at all, just arise and falls away in split seconds, but it appears by shape and form and sign to be taken for snake or bird or cat or dog or people. See, is it true? Just no one there. Conditioned reality arises and falls away non-stop from birth to death and conditioned for birth again and death again. No gap at all. Just like now. Learn to understand that what is life? It has to be that which experience an object. Because hardness is there. It's conditioned to arise. Whatever arises has its own conditions for its arising to be only that, only such, and then gone. So hardness is there. No one knows. It has a reason. Hard to be hard, just to be hard, not to be sweet or anything at all. That's why the world is the world, in truth, of realities, conditioned reality. Dhamma, anicca, not permanent. Dukkha, that which just arises and falls away. What's the use? Before seeing, there's no seeing. And then there's seeing and no seeing. Nothing and something and nothing again. Each moment never come back at all. Just understand the truth of the reality which arises to experience and gone. It cannot be anything or anyone at all. Seeing is seeing. Hearing is hearing. Seeing cannot hear, and hearing cannot see. Different moments. How can it be someone or something when it's gone? Never to arise again. In samsara, in this life and other life, never be the same at all. And this is Dhamma. That's why whatever is real is Dhamma. And if it does not arise, can it be experienced? Can it be seen? Can it be heard? And if there's no reality which is conditioned to arise, to experience an object, can there be any reality appearing? Not at all. That's why whatever is real is real. Nobody can change its characteristic. Hardness is not sweet, right? It's hard, only hard. And sweet is not hard. It is sweet, different realities. Even they arise together, but each is different. That's why learn to understand the truth of what is there, little by little, that whatever is there is Dhamma, no matter it experiences or that which is experienced. Hardness is real, so it's a Dhamma. Sweetness is real, so it's a Dhamma. Attachment is real, it's a Dhamma. Aversion is real, it's not, it's a Dhamma. Whatever is real is Dhamma, but there are two different kinds of Dhamma. One, experience the object. The other cannot experience the object. So many different realities that experience the object, and many realities which arise but cannot experience anything. That's why the word Dhamma covers whatever is real. So they are different, That's why there are two different words for them. The reality which arises and experiences the object, it's Dhamma. But we use the term Nama Dhamma to be understood, but what is meant is only that which arises and experiences the object, no matter what, which experiences the object, is Dhamma, which is Nama Dhamma. And the reality which cannot experience anything at all, it's hard. It doesn't know who touched it, who's there. It's no idea because it cannot experience anything. Hardness is just hard. Softness is just soft. So the reality which arises by conditions but cannot experience the object. Would I use the word rupa, dhamma, or adhamas? But there are two kinds of dhammas. One experiences the object, the nama dhamma, no matter what. It's nama dhamma because it experiences the object. And the other one, the reality which cannot experience the object. Rupa Dhamma, no matter its sound or different or colors or smell or taste, see, that which cannot experience the object is the reality. We use the word for it, Rupa Dhamma. So the life, no matter this life or any life, there are different kinds of Dhamma. What arises has to be Namadhamma or Rupadhamma. They cannot be mixed at all. So no one anatta, because it is just a conditioned reality, arising and falling away, never to arise again in samsara, not just only in this life. Is it true? So we learn about Dhamma to understand what is Dhamma. It's there all the time from birth. Each moment is Dhamma, different kinds of Dhamma. No one. How can it be anyone? It's conditioned to arise and then gone instantly, never to arise again. And that is the understanding of the word of truth, which represents the reality, Dhamma.
And to take it one step further, Susan, so there are namas, the realities that experience an object, rupas, those realities that don't experience anything. We learn about them to really be confident, really understand no one that sees, no one that hears, no one that thinks, no thing that is seen, no people on the screen that are seen, just different rupas that are seen. And at the start, you were mentioning about the mind. There are two kinds of namas, nama dhammas. There are the chitas, which are the chiefs in experiencing the object. So seeing is a chitta, chitta or mano, sometimes translated as mind. At each moment in life, there is a chitta experiencing the object. Seeing is a chitta, hearing is a chitta, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. In deep sleep, there are still chittas experiencing the object. And each chitta has to be accompanied by at least 7 cetasikas, mental factors. So at a moment of seeing has to be accompanied by the passa, which contacts the object, the vedana that feels the object, the concentration, the attention, and so on. And at moments of goodness, many more cetasikas. At moments of unwholesomeness, many more cetasikas. So these are different kinds of namas experiencing the object. And the rupas now that are experienced, as we discussed at a moment of seeing, actually it's just color or just the visible object that's seen. But so quickly there is thinking about colors, shapes, patterns, images, people on the screen, and so on, because so many moments of seeing and so many moments of thinking about what is seen, conditioned by memory. Memory is another Cetasika that arises with each citta, marking and remembering what is seen, what is heard, and so on. So we can call each citta mind, but to be more precise, there are the cittas that experience the object and the cetasikas that accompany the cittas experiencing the object, and the rupas experienced except at moments of thinking. Then, for example, thinking about the picture of Leanne on the screen, then it's thinking about an idea, a concept. And the idea, the concept is not a Dhamma because it's just an idea. So we live in the world of ideas, thinking that the seeing sees people, things, images, and the hearing hears fire engines, voices, different noises, birds outside the window. But actually, it's just the visible object seen, just the sound heard. So we learn to distinguish a little more between the ultimate realities and the conventional realities, birds, people, images on the screen. And all of this is for the purpose of understanding deeper and deeper. No one that experiences, no thing that's experienced. We can repeat it, but to really understand it, there has to be more and more appreciation of what are dhammas, what is life now. Like you said, difficult questions, because usually we never consider these questions. We just think, oh, I can see my friend in the street and so on. But the Buddha taught the truth about what the absolute realities are now, different nama dhammas and rupa dhammas. I think because you've considered quite a lot, this will make quite good sense to you. Is that right?
Yes, thank you. It makes very good sense to me. But at the same time, I don't have a huge amount of faith in my personal ability to what I was thinking as I was listening to you just a second or two ago. I was thinking that what we're talking about really here is having the need to learn to function in quite a different way. It's okay to walk down the street and say, there's my friend.
Yeah.
And everything that goes with that. But we've been doing that for a very long time. Many lifetimes, probably. So
right.
Now what we're talking about is an opportunity to understand things differently, but then to convert that into a different way of being and thinking as we walk down the street.
Yeah, I'd like to just briefly make a comment here because I appreciate what you're saying, and I was going to anyway add after Sarah had spoken that all this information is not because we are suggesting that one needs to change the way one thinks. It is just to help us appreciate what is real and what isn't real. And if it's real, what reality it is. Now, for example, just continuing on from our earlier chat about seeing and hearing, we've assumed all along that we see people and things and that we hear different kinds of sounds and voices and words spoken. But from the analysis or consideration we've done so far, we now appreciate that what we took to be the seeing is actually thinking about what is being experienced by seeing consciousness. So this helps us to not to mistake one reality, the thinking, for another, the seeing, right? So there's a difference between the moments of seeing, experiencing the visible object, and the moments of thinking about what has been seen. So we're not suggesting that one needs to break down what is presently a composite world into individual different realities.
Mm.
If there's any breaking down to be done, it's done by awareness and understanding based, which may develop from having heard the Buddha's description of the world, but not because we are consciously undertaking a practice of trying to see things differently, if you see what I mean. So we don't have to change our way of thinking, there's my friend, and so on and so forth. But then we start to appreciate, as Sarah said, what are realities and what are concepts, and if they're realities, what kind of realities they are, and not necessarily what we've always assumed them to be. That's all. So the path taught by the Buddha is having a better awareness and understanding of what appears at the present moment. It doesn't say we need to change our way of seeing the world, but of course it will have an effect of the way the world is seen over time, but it happens naturally and we don't have to force it. I hope that helps.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Prakash, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. What is seen is a different color or shape, and what is seeing is seeing because of different condition. Similarly, then thinking. So it is not someone seeing or something is being seen. Hence, it is understood as anatta. Is that the understanding?
Yes.
Right way of understanding.
When Susan said before about, well, when we're walking down the street, we're used to knowing this is a person, this is a dog, this is Leanne's house, and so on. We don't need the Buddha's teachings to become experts in thinking about different ideas and concepts, because we're already experts. What we need the Buddha's teachings for is to understand the truth, to understand that these are just different ideas thought about because of memory of different objects seen, different sounds heard, and so on. For example, just before the discussion, I could hear the fire engines outside the room, but actually it's just sounds. But because of memory, quickly there's the idea, the recognition of fire engines, and then thinking about the story of fires in Sydney because of the heat wave. It's just a long, long story. It's actually just sound that's heard. So the world now is just hearing and just sound that is heard. But because of memory, thinking about all these different stories. So when we talk about the mind, it's just chitta now at each moment of life, from the first moment of life, the birth consciousness, to the last moment of life, the death consciousness. There's chitta at every moment, each one conditioning the next one, and accompanied by various mental factors. So now at moments of wise considering, that there is a little understanding, there must be wise attention, there must be sati, different wholesome factors arising, each for a moment and then gone. So life is just for a moment, as Ajahn was stressing. Nothing lasts at all. The annoyance is just for a moment. The kindness is just for a moment. Seeing is just for a moment. Sound heard is just for a moment. We think we hear the sound of the fire engine for 5 minutes, but each sound is just for a moment. And then thinking again and again, sound and thinking again and again. So life just exists in a moment. We think of the world out there, the fires in the countryside, the people in the street, but the world is just here and now, seeing now, thinking now, hearing now, one moment of experiencing at a time. And as the understanding considers wisely and develops on, more and more confidence is there in the truth of what the Buddha taught about dhammas as anatta. No one on the screen, no screen at all, no Leanne, no Sarah, just a visible object that's seen for an instant and gone. So it's very amazing. Without hearing the Buddha's teachings, there would be no idea at all that seeing just sees at this moment, no one that sees, just visible object that's seen. Without hearing this simple, basic truth, we wouldn't know. And just as Susan said, this idea of people and things and wrong understanding of I has been there not just in this life, but countless eons of lifetimes before, until hearing the truth and gradually understanding develops to eradicate the wrong idea of self. It's there, life after life after life. So now there's a chance to begin again at each moment to understand what is true, but nothing special to be done. As Jonathan said, it doesn't mean changing the way of thinking. It doesn't mean slowing down. It doesn't mean labeling what is experienced. Just life continues as usual, but understanding works its way, begins to penetrate the truth little by little. Is that correct, Prakash?
Yeah, yes. Even this idea or concept arises as soon as something is heard, something is seen. This ideas and concept is because of ignorance.
Just to be precise, the concept doesn't arise, the thinking arises, because the thinking is a reality. Only realities arise, only dhammas arise. So the thinking arises now by conditions such as ignorance and thinks about people and things. But even when understanding has been developed, even the Buddha's thinking thought about people. This is Ananda, this is Sariputta, this is my bowl, this is his bowl. So it's not the idea of people that is wrong, but when there is the wrong understanding and ignorance that people actually exist. So the thinking is conditioned, but the idea is just the object of thinking. So as understanding develops, it doesn't mean no more thinking about different kinds of food and Leanne and Tiffany and Jonathan on the screen. It means more understanding that these are conventional terms, not the truths. So thinking is real, but in truth, no Leanne, no Jonathan, no matter whether we use those names or not.
And Prakash, if there wasn't the thinking in conventional terms, it wouldn't be possible for the enlightened being to continue to live in the world until
communicate.
Yeah, so for the enlightened being, if he or she hears the sound of a fire engine, he or she would still immediately appreciate the significance of that there's a fire somewhere and that that's someone going to attend to it. And why shouldn't it? So the idea that concepts are somehow wrong doesn't follow. All the Buddha pointed out was the difference between dhammas or realities and concepts. But concepts are the language of thinking. So for every being in samsara, human or animal or whatever, enlightened or otherwise, the experiencing of an object through one of the sense doors will be followed by mind or
Thinking.
processes that think about that and that match the different moments of experiencing together to make a concept of a world of people and things. But there's no misunderstanding for the fully enlightened being as to what is what in that regard.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah and Jonathan.
Yes, the idle process has to be followed by mind or processes, many mind or processes. Id or process has to be followed by many mind or processes. And it's the same whether unenlightened or enlightened. Always there have to be mind or processes. So the aim is not to stop thinking. The aim is to develop understanding of the realities, no matter whether seeing or thinking or any reality that appears.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Sarah, we shall also join. Morning, who joined, again joined. If there are any questions, maybe we can ask him also.
Okay, good. Thanks, Prakash. Glad to meet your friends too.
Thank you.
There was another new member that may have been a friend of yours also there this morning, Prakash, I think, who didn't speak.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yes. Nikhil Mishra. He didn't speak. Yeah, yes.
All right. Okay, thanks.
Yes, if they're free to join Monday morning, that would be a good time. Yes.
Vishalji, you have any question? This morning you asked some question. You would like to continue from there? Anything you want to ask, get clarified?
Please excuse me. I just wanted to make a comment. In the way of appreciation for Tanajan, and you, Sarah and Jonathan, about the rapidity of the arising and falling away of dhammas. For example, one micro moment, it takes innumerable moments of visible data to form for the concept of cup to come up. And what I get the gist is that, it's one micro moment of visible data and then audible data and heat or temperature and so forth and so on. So it's so seemingly random, but they arise by conditions and it appears as a fused whole. It's absolutely stunning. So I just put that out as a comment. Please excuse me. Thank you.
Thanks, Eve. And also just to emphasize that the aim is not to know each of those micro moments. That would be impossible. The aim is to have a better understanding of some reality that is appearing at the present moment. So as understanding develops, of course, it does get to know at a deeper level about how these processes happen. But really, that's not the aim of developing the path. The aim of developing the path is to have a better understanding of the real nature of this moment, the reality of this moment, and hence of this life and samsara. And it's seeing the characteristics of that which lead to the dispassion. Yeah. Go on, Eve.
That's a really big jump, the micro moment. No, I'm with you on that. It's not at all. Just
right. It wasn't a correction to what you were saying but just for I know other people sometimes get the idea that that's what we're getting at, but you and I know we're not.
No,
so I'm just making that clear.
No, I wouldn't put that out at all as what's going on there. And thank you for emphasizing that. Thank you, Kunjan.
And I think if it's good to remember that it's understanding what appears, because there's always one characteristic appearing all the time, regardless of how many risings and fallings are involved in that appearance, what we call nimitta. It's only one nimitta that appears, and that's what needs to be understood.
Yes, thank you, Kumsukin. Very good to hear from you.
So Susan, continuing on a little bit about what is experience. So we've discussed how at a moment of seeing, it's just the color or visible object that's seen, not the picture or image. And at a moment of hearing, it's just sound, not the fire engine, not the voice. The rest is thinking. So at a moment of smelling, it's just the odor. At a moment of tasting, it's just taste. Salt, sour, doesn't matter, but it's just taste, not the mango, not the apple, just taste that is tasted. And so quickly there's an idea thinking about the taste of the apple, the taste of the mango itself, and so on. So my question now is, what about at a moment of touching? Because Eve mentioned the bodily experience at the moment of touching the phone or the computer. What is experienced? Any idea, Susan, what is touch? What is experienced through the body sense?
Sorry, I had to. Just a sensation.
What is the sensation? That's the point.
Well, there might be hardness.
Right? Yes, hardness is a Dhamma, it's a reality that is touch.
Dhamma, yeah. Softness.
Hard, softness, yes. Anything else?
Sweetness,
Sorry?
sourness. Sweetness, sourness, heat, cold, all those things.
Heat or cold, yes.
Yeah.
Not so many all those things. So what can be touched is heat or cold, hardness or softness, or motion, kind of vibration that is can be touched. But that's it, because often when people talk about experiencing sensations, and then they start talking about different feelings, but this is not right, because feeling is a nama. So feeling of Vedana, experience is the object at the moment of touching, the hardness of the softness. If it's too hard, it's experienced with unpleasant feeling. And if it's just right, it's experienced with pleasant feeling. So the feeling is a cetasika that accompanies the citta and experiences the object. But actually what is touched, as you say, just heat or cold, hardness, softness, just the tangible object only. And this is rupa. These are different rupas that are touched at different moments, but so quickly thinking about the soft pillow or the hard keyboard or the cool glass of water. But actually it's just coolness that is touched. How about water? Can water be touched?
I guess if you're in it, is that class as touching if we're in it?
But what is experienced is still just softness. The water element can only be experienced through the mind, or so even whilst swimming, we swim every morning, it's still just softness or coolness that is experienced through the body sense.
Yeah.
And then thinking about the water, thinking about the ocean again. So we learn a little more about different namas and different rupas to understand this is all life is. The rest is all thinking about ideas. I am swimming, I'm in the water. Leanne is my friend on the screen. These are all the different stories, the different ideas. Yeah. So we learn the difference between the Paramatta Dhammas, the absolute realities, and the Sammuti Satya, the conventional truth. Conventionally, it's true that different people are in the pictures on the screen. Conventionally, this is correct, but in absolute terms, only visible objects seen. Yeah, good, Susan. I appreciate your interest and understanding.
Thank
It's not
you.
easy at all. Tiffany,
The
go ahead, please.
challenge for me is
Awesome.
the challenge for me is my brain. I've noticed in the last few years, truthfully, my brain is much slower, and I'm wondering how much I can remember for long periods of time, but I want to. I like this. So
right. And this is actually a good topic because another friend mentioned in a note that they also have concerns about forgetting the details. Even halfway through asking a question, one may forget what one's asking, and it seems like a sieve. What is heard, they go right through and be forgotten. And sometimes it can be a condition for worry or fear or anxiety. But actually, at each moment, sanya, memory, is marking an object. So it may not be the one we would like it to remember, but it's there performing its task, remembering, marking what is seen or heard or tasted or touched. And it depends on memory what is thought about now, whether it's thinking about different namas or whether there's thinking about the birds outside the window. Just depends on conditions. It doesn't matter at all. Each one is gone. Each moment of thinking is gone. So it's not a matter of trying to remember or remembering everything that's said, but gradually the understanding can develop no matter how forgetful we are in ordinary life, no matter how many, whether we forget all the names and forget our keys. It's quite different from the remembering of what is right, what is wholesome, what is to be known now. So never mind if half of what is said is forgotten, because it has to be heard and considered again and again, especially when it's new.
okay.
So appreciate your comments, Susan, a lot.
And
Tiffany,
Susan, the important thing,
something?
if I may say something, Susan, the important thing is when listening, there's understanding, and the remembrance that is accompanied by understanding. That's what is important. It's not listening to a lot of words with no understanding and just remember the words, but not without any understanding. That is not important at all. That is not helpful at all.
Yes, in a moment of right understanding with right remembrance now of what is true, what is right, is far more precious than all the moments of conventional right memory during the day, remembering the terms, the details, the names, because it will all be forgotten at the end of life anyway. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Thank you, Sarah. Before you're talking about the body sense, and there were three kinds of, it can sense like hardness, softness, heat, and the wind element. So I was a bit curious because is it the other senses only sense one? This one can sense three different things. And which one is sense first? If say you're drinking water or you're touching an ice or something like that, is a hardness or cold, or what is sense first? I'm not sure.
So it's always one tangible object at a time. For example, now at the moment of touching the glass, hardness may appear or coolness may appear, but not at the same time. Just one rupa can appear at a time. So actually, at a moment of hardness. It has to arise in a group of 8 rupas, but at that moment only hardness is experienced. At another moment, it may be the coolness that is experienced. So they are there together in each group. Sorry?
The body can experience all 3. That's why I was thinking, is there different bits of that's experienced in the different element?
So it's not the body sense, because body sense is a rupa, like eye sense is a rupa, ear sense is a rupa, body sense is a rupa, but the bodily consciousness, the touching, it just by conditions can only touch one rupa at a time. The rupa of heat or cold is not the same as the rupa of hardness or softness. So if it's touching the heat or cold, the tejo rupa, it cannot be experiencing the hardness or softness, the patavi rupa, the patavi dhatu at that moment. So only one rupa at a moment can be experienced. But there can be moments of the moment of touching hardness, thinking, a moment of touching coldness, different moments. So 3 different rupas can be experienced through the body sense by the bodily consciousness. Whereas, as you said, through the eye door, ear door, nose door, taste door, only one rupa can ever be experienced.
Tiffany,
Thanks.
you can think of this way, that eye sense is a special rupa conditioned by karma that can only have visible object impinge on it to condition seeing. Similarly, ear sense is the special rupa conditioned by karma that can only have sound impinge on it to condition hearing. The body sense, on the other hand, is the special rupa conditioned by karma that can have 3 different rupas impinge on it, and not any other, not even water element. It's only these 3 elements, one or the other at a time, can be the object, can be the rupa that impinges on this body sense, and there can be touch. And so when you, for example, in a dark room, you go ahead, hold out your hand and touch something. Who knows? It depends on conditions. You might feel the heat of that object or the hardness of that object. It all depends.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
We can say it's just the tangible object that's touched, just the rupa that is the tangible element. But when we're precise, it can be one of these 3 kinds.
Yep, one at a time, whichever one is
at a
the
time.
strongest.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, I have another question. May I go ahead?
Go ahead, Prakash.
Yeah. At the time of seeing, there is a seeing, then immediately there is a thinking, then followed by some liking or dislike. Then suddenly hear another sound, again thinking about that sound. Is it the way to understand or develop the understanding of anicca?
Even now, there can be a little considering wisely that the seeing now is gone instantly, hearing is gone instantly, thinking is gone instantly. But it's not the direct understanding of the characteristic of anicca. If there is no firm and clear understanding of the reality appearing now, sound appearing now, for example, there can never be the direct understanding of the arising and falling away of sound, because it's a higher kind of understanding. So now there's the considering about different realities and the considering about how each one arises and falls away. Only when there is direct understanding of realities can there be the beginning to directly know them. But even that is not clear understanding, vipassana understanding, which is a very clear understanding of different namas and rupas, and only then can there be the development of the clear understanding of the arising and falling away of those realities. I mention that because many people who have been on so-called vipassana retreats like you may think there is clear understanding of the arising and falling away of dharmas, but actually it's just thinking about how whatever arises falls away. And usually, like Ajahn asked at the beginning, if one asked, what is there now? What is the reality appearing now? Most people have no idea, even when they have studied the Buddha's teachings for quite a long time, because there are just the different ideas vaguely about the mind and impermanence and thinking, but no firm understanding that what is seen now is just visible object, let alone any understanding of the arising and falling away of the seeing. So the understanding has to develop. Just considering that whatever arises falls away is not enough, not the real understanding of impermanence.
Anicca. Okay.
Anicca.
Okay.
If there's no
Okay.
understanding of dhammas now, this is why the beginning has to be the understanding of dhamma now, seeing now, a dhamma that arises, sees what is visible, no one that sees. If there is not firm understanding of dhammas as anatta, how can there be the understanding of the
Anicca.
anicca nature of those dhammas? So we begin to learn that everything we thought we knew is not known at all. More and more ignorance is revealed.
Okay, then it is more on thinking then, all this, what I mentioned.
Yes, it's just thinking about realities are anicca. But what are the realities that are anicca right now? What is the mind right now? What is experience right now? What is Paramatta Dhamma and what is Samuti Satcha now? Can a brain be real, or is it just an idea? Like I mentioned earlier, everything is upside down. We take the ideas, Leanne on the screen, the brain, we take these for being realities, and the thinking or the seeing for being ideas rather than the correct way that the thinking is real, but the idea of Leanne or the brain are just ideas, not realities. So
And
without
Prakash,
clear understanding of what is nama and what is rupa, there cannot be any understanding, even correct understanding about what is anicca.
From another perspective, even here, the problem is not thinking, because intellectual understanding of pariyati, the first round of the Four Noble Truths, is still understanding at the level of thinking, but it's not thinking. But I'll just give you an example of the difference. For example, if you thought about seeing yesterday and conclude that it's not anymore, and that's the idea of impermanence, that is not, because it's not there. It's not. It's gone. It's just an idea about seeing yesterday. It's just a whole story. But for example, now the visible object is already gone, and there's thinking in terms of people and things. Here, at this point, you can understand that the visible object must have arisen and gone away, and this is can be the understanding of impermanence. That without the seeing falling or having fallen away, there wouldn't be thinking or hearing or anything. This is more like pariyati, intellectual understanding, which still is thinking, and it's not the idea about concepts that people talk about. For example, a cup breaking or a leaf falling from a tree. It's different, but it's still thinking.
It is still thinking. Yes. 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 Thank you.
We're
Thank you.
beginning to run out of time, so let's see if Ajahn would like to add any more to your points, Prakash. Ajahn?
It's the Dhamma now again. Just talk about Dhamma, no matter what is Dhamma. So, what is Dhamma now?
Seeing Dhamma, Ajahn.
Okay, does it arise?
Yes.
Is it conditioned?
Yes.
Can it hear?
No.
Can it like?
No.
Can it remember?
No.
So, what is remembering? Is it real?
Yes.
So, what kind of Dhamma is it?
Nama Dhamma.
Yes, there are two kinds of Nama Dhamma. Which one is remembering?
Nama Dhamma.
There are two kinds of Nama Dhamma.
Chetasika. Chetasika.
Cetasika. See, so in a day, there are so many Cetasikas unknown. Is that right?
Mm.
That's why we learn to not forgetting what is there. It's a Dhamma. But what kind of Dhamma? For example, feeling. Is it a reality?
Mm. Yes.
No thought about it in a day. It even it's there, but no
Yes.
thought about it as it's just a reality. It's conditioned. It's there and then gone. That's why we learn to understand the words about the truth, but not yet the understanding of the reality, the nature of reality as citta or cetasikas. So in a day, no thought at all about citta, right?
Ajahn, if you thought that become again naming and concept, isn't it?
For example, right now, you think about what is seen as something, spoon or fork, for example, see, table, television, and so on. It is always the thought about that which is real, that which is seen, pay attention to that which is seen as something without beginning to be reminded or remembered that it's just a reality. It's still a television. Not yet. The moment of beginning to understand the nature of that which appears as just that which can be seen only, not can be touched. What is seen is that which cannot be touched, right?
Yes.
So they are not just seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and some objects like whisper object and so on. What are there as well in life of today? So we can talk about other reality, which is there, unknown, that is also real, and it's Dhamma. It cannot be taken for anyone or anything at all. So begin to learn about what are the other Dhammas in a day, besides seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and that which is touched, which is heard, and so on. Is there other reality? So we learn a little more that no matter what and when and where, they are all Dhammas. What else is Dhamma? Otherwise, you just think about seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching.
Mm.
What else? So we can learn a little more about different words that Buddha classified the Dhamma as by way of khanda, by way of dhatu, by way of ayatana, to have more understanding, to let go, attachment with ignorance to take it for I of something the whole life. But in truth, no one at all. Only the conditioned realities arising and falling away unexpectedly, unknowingly, always with ignorance and attachment, like now. Like now, what did Buddha say about the very subtle attachment and ignorance of what is there now appearing? There is not just seeing, but there is also ignorance of seeing and also attachment to seeing as I see. But in truth, what is there? A moment. Ignorance, no understanding of seeing and hearing, now and almost every moment in life. Ignorance, not understanding the nature of it at all. That's why is that ignorance.
Yes, Ajahn, other than seeing, hearing,
Is there?
thinking,
Yeah.
touching, yeah, there is a
Yeah.
feeling, there is a hatred, there is a happy moment.
More and more each day, isn't it?
Yes,
Very difficult, more difficult to let go, to wear away the ignorance and attachment and the idea of self, wrong understanding. So learn a little more about other realities. So what are there now? Ignorance, right?
hmm.
And wrong understanding, miccha ditti.
Hmm.
It cannot be taken for anyone, but the wrong understanding is there, taking it for I or something from birth to death, adding more and more each moment of ignorance and attachment, more and more difficult to let go because it's added all the time. That's why we learn to understand the ultimate truth. Right understanding has to be moment of understanding the truth of this moment, beginning to have intellectual understanding of the truth. Why it's intellectual? Because it's there, arising and falling away, so very short, but it's there again and again and again to be known. But without understanding the truth of it, no condition to attain to the truth of what is there as we have studied. For example, seeing right now, it sees, but ignorance take it for I see. So what is the reality which is opposite of ignorance?
Right understanding.
Right understanding. That's why when we learn the different subjects like medicine and so on, is that right understanding? Or what is there?
Is a wrong understanding.
And ignorance.
Yes.
That's why no matter how much there is the understanding of the different kinds of subject, when it's not the understanding of what is there right now as it is, it's not right understanding. And even one knows a lot, learn a lot about other subject, it's not right understanding, isn't it?
Hmm.
That's why learn to understand the best moment in life, the best moment of that which is conditioned to arise and fall away. What is the best reality?
Understanding what is there right now.
Understanding. Can anyone buy it?
No.
That's why it's so very precious, no matter how much money for it to buy or to take it, it cannot be the object which can be buy at all. So the precious moment is this very moment of beginning to understand the truth. That's why when there is no understanding, it is not the truth at all. For example, vipassana, what is it? What is vipassana?
Understanding the reality.
So without understanding this moment, that what is there is so short, it arises and falls away. But it can be learned little by little to understand the truth, little by little. And that is bhavana, to realize the true nature of reality. So what is vipassana? Is it now?
No.
And when there is the moment of direct awareness of what is now appearing, is that vipassana?
Yes.
So what is the second round of the Four Noble Truths?
Patipatti, the second one.
And what is the third?
Putiveda,
What is it? Pativeda.
direct understanding.
So it's vipassana.
Clear
Yes.
understanding, vipassana.
Yeah.
The second round, padipati, is direct understanding, understanding what appears now well, development of satipatthana. But third round, vipassana, higher, clear understanding and enlightenment.
So when there's no understanding at all from the very beginning right now, can there be the second round of Ariya Satya?
No, not possible.
When there's no second round, can there be the third round?
No.
That's why. Is it Michatiti or Sammaditi? Think about vipassana as something to be done. To be true to the truth, such a varami is so very important. That's why we learn to understand what is what. When we read about the Buddha's term like Pachaya or Parami or Khanda and so on. Why did he teach about this? Because Dhamma is so very subtle. There are so many aspects to understand the truth. For example, what is very important in life for everyone? See, what does everyone crave for, wishing to have it?
Yeah,
More and more.
present. More and more present.
Present, what? Present feeling, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's why it is the object of upadana, clinging, so great. No matter what is there now, it's object of clinging. I see, I like, I dislike. What kind of upadana is there? See, we learn little by little to understand each reality better and wider and clearer in order to condition the direct understanding instantly by conditions. No expectation before at all. What would be that very moment? What is the object of awareness? So what is the second round of the Four Noble Truth?
Craving.
See, we now begin to understand what we are talking about is the intellectual understanding of what is there. But it's not direct awareness with understanding that we have studied before, that it's just a reality. We just talking about seeing, but there's no awareness, no attention to the nature of seeing at all. So it's just learning about the truth. It's intellectual understanding to have firm confidence of the truth. It's there by conditions. So no matter what,
Susan, you've just had your hand up for a while. Do you want to just make your comment? Well, it's about time we finish, so just if you'd like to just add your comment or question. We're not hearing you, Susan.
Sorry, no, that was a mistake. That was an accident, so to speak.
Okay, I think we'll continue next time then. So thanks for joining us, Susan. Very glad to have you in the group. Keep joining whenever you're free.